Good morning, Niagara. You're tuned to Car Connection, where the coffee's hot, the tools are ready, and the talk is always tuned up. I'm your host, Nile Motormouth Jenkins, coming to you straight from the Car Connection Workshop, where we mix a little humor, a little know-how, and a whole lot of horsepower. Here, it's not just about fixing cars. It's about keeping you rolling and saving you money, giving you the confidence to understand what's under that hood. From the classics to the commuters, the weird noises, and to the what the heck moments, we've got you covered. So grab your coffee, sit back, join the crew, because this is Car Connection, your Monday through Saturday morning pit stop for stories, smarts, a few good laughs. I'm Nile Motormouth Jenkins, and we are kicking off a Monday morning, a brand new week, and we have a brand new month coming up, all in the same week. And Canada Day and J4 for our American friends, Independence Day. Man, it's going to be a busy week. So you know what that means, friends? That means I just did the math this morning for you. So if you're just waking up and joining us, I'm Nile Motormouth. I'll get it out of there. Nile Motormouth Jenkins, and you're tuned in to the morning Motormouth Morning Drive. There, I got it, 8 a.m. And here we are, a brand new week. Tomorrow is Tuesday, Friday, and then we have Friday coming up. Good, fun Friday. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting week. So hang on. The kids are all out of school. Again, keep an eye out for them. They're all excited in our neighborhood anyway. Let me tell you, all of a sudden it's come alive at nighttime where it's quiet. You know, we're seniors. That's right. This is a seniors neighborhood, but it's getting, as the seniors that are older than I think we're one of the youngest ones around. Maybe. I'm not sure. I have to get back to you on that. We'll have to do a opinion poll, find out. Yeah, because many of them have no idea what I do and how old I am. They're clueless. And sometimes that's the best way to keep things. You notice that? Well, if you're in the queue to the drive-thru, you know it's Monday morning. It is. And I know what that means on all the days that I used to spend on the road visiting small and medium-sized businesses to put together program partners and pay our way so that we could keep Car Connection going, so that you can tap into my brain knowledge and learn some stuff for free. Yeah, so it takes program partners and sponsors to do that. So I'd be leaving the house about 5:30, quarter to 6 o'clock at the latest, on the road, rolling back in somewhere around 6:30, and I did that for 7 years straight. And that's how we built Car Connection. And then, you know, the COVID-19 stupidity came along and took out 50% of that, all that hard 26 years worth of work. But I'm not crying. We just got to keep going. There's no crying in the Car Connection Workshop. So check your order, please, and lock it down. We're going to have a swiggy together in about 45 seconds. So hang in there. If you're new, you need a 16-pack of Crayola crayons, a nice flat ironed out leaf bag. That is our Car Connection laptop, so you can take some notes, and a little, what do we call it, housekeeping rules and regulations. Yeah, make sure you turn cell phones off, okay? There's a $60 non-refundable deposit if your phone goes off while we're on the air. Just saying. Okay, that's number one. The home page of our website. That is the biggest drawer in our toolbox where you can find everything you'd like to be able to follow the build and repair work that we do and connect you with our program partners. And thank you to all those who are giving our program partners your business, not the biz. Don't give them the biz, your business. Thank you, because we need them and we need you too. We are not monetized in any way, shape, or form. We don't, in other words, we have no other revenue coming in from anywhere right now as we build towards our future getting monetized by YouTube and commercial ads and stuff like that. We need those things in place, but we have to earn our spot. So thank goodness for, Earl and Louise Grant at City Auto Sales and Leasing. providing you with low mileage quality vehicles at fair prices. Greater Toronto Area's premier pre-owned auto store. If it weren't for City Auto Sales, our certified financial planners, and Niagara Block, we wouldn't be able to do this. We wouldn't be able to take the stepping stones into digital from being on net radio networks. We would not have been able to make the passage. There would be no way, shape, or form. So that's why we're grateful to the sponsors that came along with to back us up as we build into the future. So with that, on the top right-hand corner of our homepage are where all the links are available to you. So not only do you get this podcast, but you get a lot of nuggets. I feed you as many nuggets as I can in like 34 minutes. Read the descriptions, because I put in more automotive tech tips in the descriptions on purpose. That's where all our contact information and links are for you. We even have a donation page, so if you like the videos and the podcasts, the link is right there for you to be able to donate any amount. Skippy and I are absolutely over the moon for, because that really helps us to buy parts, to fix vehicles, to make videos, and keep moving forward. So we need those financial resources to help us. So if you love the videos and the podcast, consider a donation, and the link for that is in both descriptions on podcasts and on YouTube. So on YouTube, you're going to learn 5 things in every single video. We got some interesting ones coming up. How many of you have a convertible vehicle or have had a convertible? Well, we're going to touch on that today in the Car Connection Workshop. Going to show you and teach you a few things about those little beasts, because they are little beasts. Which ones are good and which ones are a headache? That's what we're going to talk about, a little bit about that as well. Owning and operating a convertible automobile is, if you're not good with maintenance, then you should not touch that animal. Let me tell you, I have learned a few things over the years about convertibles and different setups and stuff. So we're going to share that with you in a couple of videos coming up. We're going to be shooting those today. And I had dropped off, somebody dropped off a not very old power washer that needs to see if it will come back to life. So going to help out my bee and egg guy and see if we can get this thing breathe some life back into it and see if it's okay, because it was left outside all winter. It could be bad. It could be. Stick around for that. So the things that you learn on our YouTube channel, 5 things always, I teach on the YouTube videos. That's what I'm doing. And yes, I get a little goofy. And yes, I yak, because it's talk radio and you have to talk and explain things if you're a teacher. You can't just point and grunt. It doesn't work. I've tried it. What is that thing, Motormouth? Yeah, that would be interesting, wouldn't it? Yeah, not really. What it is, where it is, how it works, how you broke it, and how you can prevent from doing that in the future. Because unless you have stinking piles of wheelbarrows full of cash showing up at your door every day, owning and operating an older automobile, you just won't have the buckaroos to fix it. So we're going to help you with that. So you're going to learn all the basics. So whether you're single mom, single dad, don't know the difference between a fork and a spatula, that's okay. We're going to cover all those things in our YouTube videos for you and teach you the basic fundamentals. And I'll tell you, I've got some ladies in the seniors area here that they work from home. They're single. Their husbands have passed away, and they're all on their own. And so they know they can come here and they can touch base and say, hey, Motormouth, any chance you could sneak us in to do this? And we put them on the video segment. They know that we get the videos out of the repair work, but they have to pay for the parts. And we'd like to be able to pay for the parts. So that's what we're working towards. So if you haven't become a subscriber to our YouTube channel, the percentage is dropping. I haven't looked to see where we're at today, but I know we haven't broken 70%. 70% of you are enjoying the videos, and the podcast, but you're not subscribed. Why? So if you would help Skippy and I out, that would be a tremendous asset. Push us to 1,000 subscribers. We're at the halfway point. We're excited. We've put a lot of hard work in, 80 plus hours a week for well over a year now. I think we're going into our second year. I think we are headed into our second year, or I'll check in with Skippy. I think we may be heading into year number 3 right now. I have to check the dates on that. Anyhows, we're watching the analytics, so if you could help give us a boost and keep our engine running smoothly, just check and make sure you are subscribed, because that really helps us. So subscribe, share, follow, leave a comment. And if you're leaving a comment and you're one of those 9 angry people on the face of the planet, no language, okay? No colorful metaphors in your comment. You can call me anything you want, as long as it's not a colorful metaphor. It is a public channel, so keep that in mind. If you don't keep it clean, I will block you, period. I don't mess around with that stuff. It's like, you know what? I've been through and have had a very rough life, not by choice in many cases. In drama, I say no to drama. So if you want to bring drama to the comments, you'll get blocked. Simple as that. I don't have time for that. We're teaching, and I'm reaching out to people that want to learn how to own and operate an older automobile and save money at the same time, and learn enough basic fundamentals that you don't get ripped off at the service bay. Period. That's what I'm here for. That's what I've been carving out that lane for over 32 years now. So Car Connection now has many ways for you to watch, listen, and engage. So come and join us for the podcast Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m., Motormouth's Morning Drive. Friday is Fun Friday. We let our hair down, have some fun. And Saturdays are Q&A, and I'll tell you, the questions that have been coming in, the ladies are smoking hot with their questions. Fellas, you suck. That's all I'm going to say. What's your problem? You got cars that don't break? You kidding me? You do it yourselfers? I've bailed you out. I can't tell you how many times when you busted stuff and done things that you shouldn't have even touched. You know who you are. So top right-hand corner of our homepage at carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com will get you to the links for you to connect and be part of our online community with Facebook, Instagram, Stevensville on the web. We are put in there by Skippy. That's a website she's created many years ago to bring business and community together in the big town of Stevensville, Ontario, Canada. We are experts in the automotive field on that website. So you'll get bloopers, outtakes, and reels through Facebook, Instagram, and Stevensville on the web. And you might even get an opportunity to see me in the dunk tank, which happened on June the 6th for Springfest, Stevensville, Ontario, Canada. Don't forget to sign, like, share, follow, make a comment, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any automotive tech tips whatsoever on our YouTube channel. We have merch. Yes, we keep getting poked on that. We have merch, and I've had everything on my desk to review to add some more components into our Freedom Expression store. You order online, they ship directly to your door. They make the items right there at Total Freedom, Darien Center, New York, Addiction Campus. They have an automotive shop there. They have a takeout kitchen window with master chefs working there. It's just amazing how they've created a campus that is solely self-contained. They do not have to reach out for any government money or funding whatsoever. They reach to you and me to help them. And they're working to help themselves as well. And that is so cool. So you can order merch. It gets shipped directly to you. You can do that safely on our merch store. So just click the link and open it. Get yourself your Car Connection morning beverage mug. I just call it the coffee mug, okay? So whatever your morning coffee is. And with that, let's say thank you to Earl Louise Grant at City Auto Sales and Leasing for making this podcast possible to you at no cost. They provide you with low mileage quality vehicles at fair prices. It's a place where it's safe to buy a vehicle with confidence and be treated with nothing less than honesty and integrity. So on 3, 2, 1, let's have our swiggy. You ready? 3, 2, 1. It's missing something this morning. Did I forget to put something in there? Doesn't quite taste like 1 molecule less of being used diesel oil. You have to figure that out. What went wrong there? Well, we've got a great 5 things to combat heat for you today, because heat is what we're going to have. We're going to have our daily weather in just about 32 seconds. 5 things to combat heat destruction, because heat is the destructor. And we got some steamy temperatures coming, and I was out at the woodlot with my pops on Saturday pretty much all day, and it was hot out there. We were cooking. We weren't cutting or splitting. We were just harvesting. We've got quite a number of piles there split, ready to go, and it's time to bring them in before. I want all the wood in before we do what I call the fall scramble. And you never know what the weather's going to do on us when we get into the fall. And I usually don't get a chance to sneak away for just 14 days of relaxing at my brother-in-law's cottage. If he didn't have the cottage, it would be porch, park, and veranda beach, let me tell you. Simple as that. But it's quiet up there, and the kids, when they get back to school, that's when I head out and just have some quiet time. Yep, just me and fishing. I don't really call it fishing, because I never come back with zero. I always catch something. I hunt fish. That's right. Okay, let's have our Monday morning weather report, shall we? And if you need to bring some clarity to your financial circumstances, listen up. Tony Miele and Larry Tetro have been my personal financial planners for over 20 years. They work with IG Wealth Management that manages trillions of dollars all over the world. And I can tell you, speaking from personal experience, this is the place where you can get your household finances back in order. Okay? Plain and simple. 20 years I've known these guys. 20 years I've watched what they could do with family and friends and myself. So if you have questions regarding finances, whether it's an investment portfolio, you're drowning in debt and have no idea how to get out of that, do not do anything with that until you sit down with either Tony or Larry, okay? Because one of these days I'll share with you the entire details of my experience, and it will blow your mind. It absolutely will. Because when you sit with the wrong people and you get referred to the wrong people, bad things happen. They sure do. So if you don't have an estate plan, you have 18-year-old children at home, and you don't have them set up as their health proxy, then you know what? You're not able to tell the physicians what kinds of treatments to that 18-year-old child. That's the law. So that's important. That's an important area that you need to cover. I no longer have, for decades now, done mortgages with banks. I like to be treated like a people, and I like to be treated fairly, and that's what they do with their mortgage department. Great rates, fantastic people to work with. And life insurance, critical illness insurance, and insurance may seem like an expense, but till you need it, friends, it's a wise investment. So get that hour and a coffee, that discovery meeting. Leave your money at home. They're not going to be asking for it, so check in your wallet and your purse and get that discovery meeting today. Today. Book that today. So fellas, if she won't do it, you do it. If he won't do it, ladies, you do it. Because we need to make sure that you're moving in the right direction. How to pay for that next car. How to manage the maintenance on the one you have. When would be a good time to replace it? That's when you need to have the finances there. Where's the money to fix the car, honey? That's what I'd always say. I'd be hearing. How are we going to... They look at me and go, how are we going to pay for this? With one payment? Yeah, I said I'd have to say I'm not a bank. I can't do monthly payments. I've got bills to pay myself. Doesn't say Nile Jenkins Bank on the sign. I used to have to say that all the time. We don't have a credit system for you. And then eventually we did find a way to do that, to get them 6 months, no payments, no interest, and that helped. So connect, whether it's with our certified financial planning professionals, Tony Miele or Larry Tetro, and they don't need any more clients. These guys are heading to like 60 years in the biz, the financial business. They're here because they want to help you through me. They're my good friends, my brothers from other mothers. Take serious advantage of their knowledge. There's nothing you're going to tell them that is going to be something they've never heard or dealt with before. So get that discovery meeting, okay, and help yourself. This is a way for you to help yourself. Thank you, Tony and Larry, for all you do out there helping people to get back on track when things look really financially messed up. Here it is. Here's our Monday weather report. It's 64 degrees right now and sunny, and the robinses are chirping away outside this morning. The rabbits are eating wildly. I said to them this morning, there's like 3 of them out there mowing down the lawn. I go, where were you on Saturday when I needed to cut the grass? Fellas, get your act together. Help me out here. 64 degrees now and sunny. Wind is making it feel cooler, about 63 degrees. Cloudy conditions from 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. with partly cloudy conditions expected around 2 p.m. today in the Niagara regions and the south shores of Lake Erie. Temperature range will be 62 to 87. It's going to feel more like 62 to 89. So we're going to top out today at 87 degrees Fahrenheit. And on the rainometer, RAIN, precipitation is a 0 here in the Niagara region and the south shores of Lake Erie. Well, let's jump into our topic and thank Kathy, Dave, and Dan Grimo, Next Generation at Niagara Block, 5000 Montrose Road, Niagara Falls, building Canada since 1931, providing blocks, handmade, handcrafted, in-house. That's why they call them Niagara Block. They have metal and rebar, all those materials available to put that rock-solid building together for you. If you're looking to create that beautiful backyard oasis, that place you can hang out with your peeps and enjoy some time with family and friends, that's what they do. They have every hardscape landscaping supply you can imagine to create that beautiful space for you, your friends, your family, and your peeps to enjoy. So connect with Kathy Grimo. She has a list of contractors that you can trust to estimate the job, direct the job, start it, finish it, and you sit back and enjoy the beautification that they've created to call your very own oasis. So thank you to Kathy and Dave Grimo, husband and wife, and Dan is the brother. Very nice people. They're there willing to answer your questions and help you in any way, shape, or form when it comes to building, because they've been building Canada since 1931. I think they know what they're doing. Heat is the destruction. Let's jump right into it. I have 5 things to combat heat and destruction, because that's what happens in the automotive and machinery world, in construction machinery, landscaping machinery. Heat will call you out every single time. So listen up. Just remember, a brand new vehicle at some point becomes an older vehicle, yes? Even when you're making payments. Every year you make a payment, it's another year older. So just keep that in mind. Vehicles are always getting older, and it doesn't matter how much mileage is on it. What matters is maintenance, and this is where you will get found out just how well you have been taking care of your automobile. As the heat comes on now, and this is where it gets cooking, that's when things begin to fall apart very quickly. and expensive. So I'm here to help you this morning and remind you that this is where the rubber meets the road. We're going to hit some really hot temperatures over the next 4 or 5 days. And if there's any areas of weakness on your automobile, it's going to let you know. Trust me. So if you're getting ready to head out on vacation, because first 2 weeks of July, last 2 weeks of August are prime time. And many, once the kids are out, head out and take a couple of weeks off to be with the kids and kick off the summer. So first 2 weeks of July, last 2 weeks of August are prime time vacation spots, and the roadways will be busy, and it is going to be hot and steamy. So number one, maintenance counts here. This is where, if you've been lackadaisical with any area on your automobile, the heat will find you out. So be prepared. This is where you hear me harping on about the car connection maintenance schedule. That's what helps you stay on track. That keeps you on track. You don't have to think about it. Because here's what you've got to know about the manufacturer's maintenance manual. They don't want you to maintain. They're stretching these oil changes out 16,000 K. Engines are blowing up. Engines are chewing up oil. And I talked about that on Saturday because one of the ladies that left a question was talking about that in her question. Let's see if I can find it here quickly for you. And I broke that down for you. Confused. 16,000 kilometers between oil changes, that seems to me too long. What is the real answer to lube oil and filter intervals? Well, it's definitely not that. And that's why I'm saying is having a car connection maintenance schedule is going to keep you on track with every area on your automobile. It's up to you. I put the olive branch there. There's a profile page that you can check out what that looks like, what you're getting for your money, and there's a serious discount on the maintenance schedule system for those who are subscribed to our podcast and our YouTube channel. So it's very affordable. Trust me. If it be any cheaper, I'm giving my knowledge away for free like I am right now. Yeah. Make a donation, would you? Yeah, buymeacoffee.com/Motormouth Nile, N-I-L-E. And that's how you spell my name. No S on the end. And thank you. So maintenance counts right here, folks. This is where the rubber's going to meet the road. If you've been lackadaisical on your vehicle maintenance and you haven't kept up with it and you haven't made your vehicle a priority in your household, somebody has to. Because here's the key. The manufacturers are not watching out for you. So just forget about it. It's just like the banks. If you think you're going to make money with the bank, if you're not in the 1% group, you're just like me. You're just a freaking minion that's paying interest. We're their best customer. That's how we're viewed. Trust me. That's what Frank, the bank manager, would remind me of all the time. And I'd go in the bank and he'd say, you know what, Nile? I hate small businesses. That's the one that put me over the top. And I said to myself, you know what? In my head, I said, Frank, I'm going to make you eat those words. And I got out of there and I paid my truck off in a year. I worked my butt off and I got the heck out of there. End of that story. Yeah, just poke the bear one too many times. You know what I'm saying, friends? Yeah, just go ahead. Just keep poking that bear. So here's the thing. You have to learn what's the correct way in taking care of your automobile because the manufacturers want you out of that seat and into another purchase ASAP. So what's going on right now, I did a bunch of research over the weekend between Friday and that's weekend for me is Friday and Saturday is when I do research to see what's going on out there. And I'll tell you, my eyes are wide open. The number of manufacturers that have engines going down left and right because there's something going on with the procedures not being carried out to make sure that the engines are spotless before inside and out before they build them. and they're getting called out on it. So that's where I'm going with this. They're not doing their due diligence, and it's costing the consumer an arm and leg, because here's the problem. They don't have engines to replace the ones that are failing. And they're all included in there. GM, Ford, Nissan was another one I just learned about what's going on there. Honda's got a failing engine as well, and Toyota. The only one that wasn't mentioned in all my research, which I found very interesting, because I know the 3.6 Pentastar engine, it's not bad, but it isn't great. And then their 4-liter that they brought out to replace the 3.6 Pentastar, which is really a decent motor, but it has its own problems too. That motor is okay, but their 4-liter is a bag of hammers. And I was really surprised that wasn't mentioned. So I'm doing some more research on that. So it brings me back to this. They're not watching your back, okay? The manufacturers. They're now paying the price for their non-due diligence, which is cutting corners, charging more, but giving the customer less. So now they finally, as you sow, so shall you reap, is the saying. So number 1 is maintenance counts here in this hot weather. Number 2, fluids and heat creates exhaustion. So if the fluids have not been replaced, systems not flushed out and put new fluids in, heat is what reduces the, I don't want to say the friction coefficient, because many of you are going to go, what the stink is that, Motormouth? Let me put it in layman's terms. The fluids lose their bazinga. That's what happens. They degrade. And there's no service light going to come on and say, hey, bud, it's time to change your power steering fluid. Hey, your brake fluid really sucks, man. It looks like diesel oil. It's supposed to look like apple cider. Yeah, you're not going to get those warnings. And if the fluids are in bad shape, heat will exhaust it completely. So what the fluids are protecting on your automobile will no longer be protecting it, because there's no lubrication there anymore. They lose their... So instead of the coefficient of friction, they lose their lubricity, their slipperiness, their slickeriness. That's what happens. Fluids degrade very, very fast in heat. So if they're already in bad shape, transmission, power steering, brake fluid, and coolant, if all those fluids are in bad shape before the heat comes, then the heat will take out those components that those fluids are protecting. That's what happens. So fluids are cheap in comparison to the mechanical components that they're protecting for you to save you money. So fluids are cheap. Let's get on that. And number 4, cooling system is king, folks. So if you're thinking up till now you've gotten lucky with the cooling system, well, the heat will find you out on this one. Cooling system failure is the number 1 system that is most neglected on almost every automobile. They are not maintenance free. There is no maintenance free coolant. Check out the videos we did in the first season on our YouTube channel, and you'll see I tested antifreeze right out of the jug, and many of those jugs failed brand new. They failed the chemical test, brand spanking new, right out of the jug. And that's what you need to see. There is no long mileage, long life antifreeze. It needs to be tested. And it's not going to flag a service light and say, hey, the antifreeze sucks down here. Can we get a freshie? Can we get a refreshment? Yeah? Okay, get it done, human. Yeah, exactly. In the real world, the cooling system is the number one that's going to leave you losing days on your vacation. Because when you get into the parking lot, we call, the 400 series highways here in Ontario, and you're inching your way along, if your cooling system has a tear in the fabric, guess what? You're going to be that steaming vehicle parked on the shoulder of the road, waiting 4 hours for the tow truck to get to you. And where's your vehicle going to go? It's weekend, and there's nobody open. So guess what happens? The vacation time just starts ticking away. Don't let it happen to you. But the worst part is this. If you overheat the engine, you overheat the transmission. It all works hand in hand. Turn on the air conditioning in a weak cooling system. It pulls 15 to 25% horsepower on the engine, makes the engine run hotter, not cooler. So if you want to run that vehicle's air conditioning, so if air conditioning is important to you and the cooling system is king and it's not maintained, you're going to find out what I'm telling you right now to be true. And it can spell out catastrophic engine and transmission damage. And that's the end of the automobile for you. Because some engines are, the cheap engines, $6,000. Most engines, around 16,000. So if you've got that kind of change hanging around, don't worry. You got the money to fix it. Yeah, just push it to the limit. And number 5 is the conclusion to my 5 things to combat heat and destruction. Heat, my friends, is the enemy. And underhood temperatures are higher than we have ever seen because the compartments, engine bays are so tight on the automobiles today. Every piece of plastic that manufacturers have put down underneath the front of the vehicle that you leave in the parking lot because of the curbstones, and you go, oh, that's probably not needed. Yeah, it is. They're called air dams. They are trying to push as much air up into the engine bay to get heat out the back side and away from the motor. We got a lot of plastic under there, and I've asked several times for all of you to send me an email and tell me what plastic is. And nobody's checked in. So I'm going to tell you, plastic is the gasoline to the fire that starts under the hood in your vehicle. That's why if a fire starts out in the engine bay of your vehicle, it's over. By the time somebody gets there, even with a fire extinguisher, it's well on its way to the junkyard. Because there's a lot of plastic valve covers, plastic intake plenums. The whole top of the engine is all plastic now. It's gasoline. Plastic is petroleum. It's gasoline. So when it starts on fire, it takes off. You literally have about 3 minutes to save that vehicle from being written off and not getting fixed. That's how fast it takes off. It's crazy, but all that plastic under the hood with the underhood temperatures, and you've got the exhaust so tight to the engine, one oil leak and it starts on fire, and it's done. By the time you get pulled over and the fire team gets there, your car is finished. So something to keep in mind. We want to make sure we stay ahead any fluid leaks whatsoever. Make sure that all fluids are top notch. If they need to be replaced, they need to be replaced. And we can test them and verify they're good, bad, or ugly. So heat is the enemy. If you don't want what we called, we used to nickname it trip interruptus. If you don't care for trip interruptus, then you better make sure that your vehicle gets in the shop before you head out for vacation, because it can become a nightmare for many, and we don't want you to have that. So here's where lack of maintenance will prove itself to be the cause of many destructive vehicle roadside failures. So listen up. This is where the rubber meets the road. When the heat comes on, it could be battery failure, starter, alternator failure, fluid failures, cooling system failure. And if air conditioning is mandatory for you to have, then your cooling system better be top drawer, friends. Because if it isn't, it will find you out. So with that, I leave you with that for a Monday morning, and tomorrow is Tuesday, Friday, and then we've got Canada Day coming up on Wednesday. Get out there, enjoy a lot of activities. This is where the whole summer kicks off, and in fact, just down the street from where the studios are, there's going to be an amazing Canada Day event in the park here in downtown Fort Erie with some music, foods. The chuck wagons are coming in, and fireworks at the end of the evening, but all kinds of things going on all day for the family and kids on Canada Day. So get out there and celebrate our Canada, because we are Canadians. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Right? We'll see you tomorrow morning for another Motormouth morning drive. So take it easy out there. Slow down, folks. There's been some horrendous car crashes, and it's fatalities. So don't be one of those, okay? Slow down. Give yourself more time to get to where you're going. If this is your week and your day for heading out on vacation, give yourself a lot of extra time. Arrive alive and check your destination routes and make sure you pick a nice route where, you know what, you're out of traffic and you can travel at a decent speed and get there safely. So till tomorrow morning, happy, healthy motoring. Keep it under 100. Watch out for the other guy. Peace, patience, and kindness always. We'll see you tomorrow morning at another 8 a.m. Motormouth Morning Drive. Bye for now.